Breaking today, disgust at Prince Harry's shocking claim that he is the new Salman Rushdie. And that's the reason he should be given security, government security, paid for by British taxpayers like you and me for the rest of his life, for him to swan around the world with Meghan Markle making money. Now, this is particularly disgusting, isn't it? Because anyone who has followed the story of Salman Rushdie knows that this is a man who has been subjected to multiple fatwas, who had to live in hiding for over a decade after the publication of the Satanic Verses, and lost an eye very recently in New York after an Islamist attack on him, which I do believe was an example of terrorism. Prince Harry likes to think that he's under threat, but actually no one gives a damn about him. And if there is any reason he's under threat, it's because of his own stupid revelation that he killed multiple members of the Taliban while fighting in Afghanistan, revealing his kill count, something that most servicemen believe is the lowest of the low. And of course, this comes at a particularly bad moment for the British royal family, given that King Charles is now under attack for many on the right for his so-called betrayal of Christianity, with Father Calvin Robinson now saying that this U-turn is an act worthy of dethronement. So we're going to get into all of that today. But first, I want to show you this sickening report from the Sun newspaper where Prince Harry compares himself to Salman Rushdie. Watch.
Prince Harry has taken a swipe at Britain's refusal to give his family armed protection, with sources saying he deserves it, just like targeted author Salman Rushdie. The Duke reacted with frustration after losing his bid for taxpayer-funded gun cops to protect Meghan, Archie and Lilibet on their planned trip next week. Sources close to Harry say protection should be determined by risk, not role, comparing his danger level to Rushdie. Salman Rushdie was given protection after Iran's Ayatollah issued a 1989 fatwa calling for his death, and he later lost an eye in a 2022 assassination attempt. The king has made a royal home available, which comes with existing security, yet the household has reportedly received no acceptance from the Sussexes. Harry's spokesman insisted the issue isn't accommodation, but whether proper protective security is provided throughout the entirety of the visit, so it can proceed safely.
But as the Royal News Network posted, Harry is no Salman Rushdie. There have been multiple assessments and they have found no risk. He is not the target of an entire aggressive government like Iran. He's just a bratty man-child consumed by delusions. Well, Father Calvin Robinson joins me on the Superstar panel today alongside Based and Bougie, Becky Walsh and Richard Taylor. Richard, I'm actually offended that Prince Harry is now invoking Salman Rushdie in his pathetic bid to get you, to get me, to pay for his security everywhere he goes. If there is any relevant threat to Prince Harry, he gets security. That's how it works, Richie. But he was warned that the moment he decided to leave the British royal family and say that he was no longer a working royal and, let's be honest, slag off the British royal family, throw them under the bus, accuse them of racism, accuse the British public of being racist, his full-time, permanent, armed security would go.
Yeah, right, Dan. Look, you've always pointed out on this show, you're no fan of Harry and Meghan. We all know that and outspoken, right? But it'd be fair to say the whinging ginger is constantly whinging about something, gaining attention. He's just a prat. I mean, I've got no other words for him. You know, he literally has gone from being so entitled to having everything, then being the victim of everything, you know, how we were treated badly and everything else. And then they wanted to go into some privacy. They wanted to be out of the eye of the media. Then did a Netflix series and all this attention. I mean, the guy for me is typical of someone who loves the attention and the limelight, and certainly his wife as well. And he just whinges constantly. I want to say this as well, but
Prince Harry is once again making headlines after renewed debate over his long-running UK security dispute. Fresh criticism has emerged following comparisons made during discussions of his security concerns, with supporters and critics sharply divided over whether he should receive publicly funded protection when visiting the United Kingdom. At the same time, another royal controversy is gathering momentum.
Earlier, when someone has served in the armed forces, to mention your kill count is actually discredit service to those who have served, including veterans. You should never do that because people have suffered and struggled with those counts themselves, and that is insensitive. And I think this whinging ginger is constantly, he gets on my pigging nerves, if I'm honest, and I know he does with you too, Dan.
Well, totally, because at the end of the day, Becky Walsh, as far as I see it, Harry is no Salman Rushdie, but any of the risks that he is facing are all down to decisions that he has made in his life. And the whole point, Becky, is when you're a very rich and privileged individual, you can pay for your own security if you need it. Just like Beyonce does, just like Jay-Z does. Just like Mark Zuckerberg does, you know, just like Elon Musk does. There's no difference between those figures and Prince Harry. Want the real story behind the headlines? Subscribe to Dan Wootton Outspoken for daily updates you won't get anywhere else. Join us today. It's free.
Unfortunately for them, for both of them as a couple, they live the most lavish lifestyle. Everything's just so excessive, endless outfits, endless travel on private jets, all the freebies, celebrity. It's not a good look for someone who's saying it's not fair, I don't have enough money to pay for my private security. Maybe cut down on the extra houses, and maybe don't have so many flying holidays, and then you can get your really important bodyguard to live with you all year round. Either you're worried about your security or you're not. If you can't afford it, cut your lifestyle down so that you can, and maybe also you wouldn't be such a target if you didn't spend your whole time showing off and being attention seeking. So I think I am very pro monarchy, by the way. So it's absolutely would hate to see anything happen to the royal family. I love it, but I don't admire people that cut themselves off from something where there were so many protections and then complain when the consequences are felt.
Well, exactly. And isn't the point based in bougie here totally right? Like, if you are constantly going to announce to the world, I don't have security. It's like you're just invited. It's like he wants to be attacked based. He's that attention seeking. He wants to be attacked to make some type of point.
I think the big question here is who's out to get Harry and Meg? Well, Winge and Ginge.
No one. No one cares.
I think Tommy Robinson is more under threat than Harry and Meghan.
Yes, and he has no security, by the way.
I don't know about you guys, but they are so irrelevant to me ever since they left the royal family. And my whole thing is, you know, just don't bite the hand that fed you, okay? You could have easily had as much security as you wanted had you not left the royal family. But instead, you decided to bash the royal family. You put out this image that they're the reason to your oppression. And now you're asking the same oppression to give you money. It's an absolute joke. Exactly. And I just have no respect for them. And what they fail to realize, Winge and Ginge, is that they come out here and they make themselves these victims thinking that the world is going to feel sorry for them. But the reality is everyone's looking at them like they are untrustworthy, like they are snakes, like they are just, you know, whine when they don't get their way. So I just think that both of them are just, they're committing a humiliation ritual against themselves at this point.
100%. And Father Coven, look, we are going to come to your comments on King Charles in just 1 second. But first, Father Coven, I just want to get your take on this security issue, because I think, Father, what a lot of people haven't worked out is that the reason Harry wants this security is that once you receive British government security, it doesn't matter where in the world you travel, you are always entitled to it. So you know all of our former prime ministers, right? Tony Blair, Gordon Brown, all of them. There's an increasing list these days, Father Coven. It will very shortly include Keir Starmer. Wherever they travel, Father Coven, wherever in the world they travel, be it a work trip, be it a paid engagement, be it a holiday, they receive full armed security detail. And so if Harry were to be given his British government security back, that means that he would be entitled to that security whether he was traveling to Nigeria or Colombia or anywhere in the world. It would cost the British taxpayers literally millions of pounds a year. And that's the reason why the government doesn't want to open the door to this.
Absolutely. And entitled is the correct word there, because he does get some security. It's not like he gets no security when he comes over to Britain, but he wants a higher level of security and he feels entitled to it. And part of it is he still thinks he's a prince of the realm. He gave that up when he left Britain and declared that he was no longer a working royal. He doesn't get the same treatment as the other princes and princesses, and he has to live with that fact. That's on him now. And as everyone else pointed out, he can afford his own private security if he wants it. Why should I, as a British taxpayer, pay for him to swan around the world? I shouldn't. None of us should. So he should get on with it, really. He's got his Netflix deals, he's got his podcasts and all that. Just pay for your own security, mate. I'm not paying for it for you.
Father Calvin, you have caused quite a stir this week, though, in terms of your attacks on King Charles. Now, this is something we've covered earlier in the week on the show. I mean, it was a completely disgusting U-turn from King Charles, who was meant to be the defender of the faith, and all of a sudden slipped out in this document with the sovereign grant is this idea that his main role is now to protect the multi-faith nation, whatever that means. But Father Calvin, you've gone a lot further than many by arguing His Majesty King Charles III has betrayed his oath to be defender of the faith, changing the definition from the one true Christian faith to some globalist nonsense about multi-faiths is not only treasonous, but it is also the heresy of pluralism, an act worthy of dethronement. So, Father Calvin, you're calling for what exactly?
Well, really and truly his head, but practically him to abdicate, him to step down from the throne. It would be.
So you're not what? You're calling for King Charles to what? Face the death penalty, something that no criminals.
I think treason to this level, just 100 years ago, would have had him sent to the Tower. In modernity, that would mean him stepping down and abdicating. And I think that has to happen. Within our family's lifetimes, with our parents' lifetimes, Archbishop Cosmo convinced King Edward to abdicate for moral reasons. This is far worse than that. He is the supreme governor of the Church of England. He is the faith leader of the Anglican communion all around the world. And he's saying that it doesn't matter which God you believe in, doesn't matter which church you go to. I am the defender of, I'm here to protect a multi-faith nation. He said all along he was going to do this, and we all pushed back, and it seemed like he wasn't going to. And when it came to his coronation, he skimmed around it. But at the end of the day, he swore an oath when he took that coronation to defend the Christian faith, to proclaim the Christian gospel, and he swore on his life and he swore on God that this is what he would do, and now he's undermining his oath, he's undermining the faith, and he's undermining our nation. I think he absolutely should go. He should be replaced.
Do you think he's a secret Islamist, Father Calvin?
I mean, Lauren's asked me that question as well. I don't know. The truth is, we can only speculate, but he certainly fancies that Eastern exotic faith.
Because that's what a lot of people worry about. Oh, is there some type of secret conversion? But see, it's interesting, Becky, because, for example, when I had our Royal Mastermind, Becky Walsh, when I had our Royal Mastermind, Angela Levin, speak on this yesterday, she's a Jewish woman. She didn't have a problem with Charles pushing this multi-faith angle at all, because she says as a Jewish woman, it makes her feel more protected. But first, the number one worst fruit for your waistline. Are you turning healthy fruits into highly unhealthy fruits without even realizing it? Fruit can be one of the healthiest things you can put into your body, but the majority of Americans are guilty of making this single mistake that can counteract all of the health benefits of fruit. Some fruits help with occasional constipation, reduce bloating, and even help burn calories. Others can wreak havoc on your digestive system and energy levels. I came across this viral presentation from world-renowned surgeon Dr. Stephen Gundry that showcases the 3 fruits to stop eating today. And it was shocking. I had no idea. And after finding it out, I've stopped eating these too. I'm going to put a link for you all to watch it because I want you to gain this information. I think it's truly important. You can watch it right now at thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. That's thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. I also linked it in the description box below the video too, so make sure to click on it or just go to thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. Oh, and by the way, Eliminating these fruits could forever change the way we help increase energy levels, decrease brain fog, support digestion, and even lose weight. So make sure to click below or go to thehealthyfat.com/outspoken to find out now. Dr. Gundry has lost 70 pounds himself using his research and has kept the weight off for over 20 years and counting. His digestive issues are gone, his health is fantastic, and he feels younger and healthier today than he did in his 40s. His video has been watched by over 20 million people to date, and you can watch and learn more about it at thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. It's linked at the bottom of this video, but he'll teach you exactly how he has kept his weight off for free at thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. Just click on the link in the description below the video. But now, back to the show.
My view on the royal situation in general is that it's a rather like my original point about revolution. It's one of the great traditions we have, and we have had it for so long, and it has kept us stable. And I think we have to remember that as a core message. I also think that it's a sign of great lack of confidence as a country when we start attacking someone like the king. And I think we've already lost the hereditary peers. I think that was an extremely damaging thing that happened in Parliament for the House of Lords. And I think the same feeling now. I may not agree with everything King Charles has historically said, but I think he's been right on lots of things. I think he was very good early on about management of the land. I'm not talking about zero. I'm talking about careful management and in many ways to look after our land better. I think conservatives want to conserve the great traditions that we've had in this country, and our royal family are one of the greatest traditions we have had. And I think our stability and our reputation as a stable country has been tied up